Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. Over the next few weeks, I am giving you my top tips on how to achieve your health, fitness and weight loss goals before the end of the year. And we're on week 3 now, so if you've missed any of the info so far, feel free to click on the website and find out my previous top tips. This week is more focused on achieving weight loss goals, but to be honest, a lot of people would probably benefit from this in the build up to Christmas, where we're perhaps going to be overeating, or maybe you've got into a bit of a winter rut where you're choosing more comfort foods and need to maybe just rein that in a little bit. So my top tip this week is to reduce your portion sizes in order to sort of reduce your calorie intake, which is really important for weight management goals. So I'm not talking about necessarily cutting out food groups, because obviously everything in moderation. I do believe that can work. There's obviously better choices, which we'll go into in another week's video blog. But this week, more importantly, I'm just thinking, I want you to think about reducing your portion size. So still eating the foods that you want to eat, but just thinking that if you would usually have a big plate's worth of food, that maybe you can reduce that down slightly. You're not having as much of every part of that meal. Obviously salad, vegetables, those are pretty good for you, very low calories as well. So you could perhaps increase your portion size slightly or maintain that slightly for fruit and veg and salad. Fruit is fine, but high sugar intake, so you may need to watch that as well for health reasons. But in terms of sort of carbohydrates, protein, both very good for us, healthy, nutritious, but maybe just reducing your portion sizes slightly in order to help contribute to your weight loss success. So just be measuring them out. Maybe if you don't at the moment measure how much you're consuming, it might be an idea to weigh foods and make a note of them. Using an app called MyFitnessPal can really help to monitor your food intake and energy intake as well as your energy output as well. So making sure that you're not consuming more than you're burning off through activity and exercise. And especially if you're looking to lose weight, then you're going to need to be eating less than you're expending during activities and exercise. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're thinking about that, the scales and that balance. So consuming less through reducing portion sizes is a really great way of doing that. And another way to think about it, if you are having sort of treat food, don't like to call it that, but if you're having things like biscuits, cakes, chocolate, or anything like that, fast food, takeaways, things like that, just try and reduce either like portion sizes. So if you would usually have a big slice of cake, maybe try and halve that so it's not as big a size portion. Or if you would usually be having that sort of on a daily basis, or 2 or 3 times a week, you're having these sort of treat foods, then just try and cut back a little bit. Have it once a week at a weekend or end of the week, or when you have done enough exercise to deserve a bit of a treat. Be more conscious of kind of how much you're consuming of these foods. So obviously the healthier foods, you can afford to sort of have those on a daily basis, but then the not so healthy foods that you know aren't so good for you, try and reduce your frequency that you're having them, but also the portion size that you're having as well. So if you'd usually have a whole pack of biscuits, try and limit yourself to sort of 3 biscuits maybe at a time, or at least somewhere in between, so that you're not consuming as much calories for weight management, but also the sugar and fat and everything as well that comes with those treat foods. So hopefully that gives you something to think about. It's more just to get you thinking on that wavelength and get you being more conscious of the food that you're consuming. And that will go a long way for helping you with your weight loss goals for the end of the year. So if you've got any questions with that, please do get in touch. I'll be back next week with some more top tips.